Hi, I am samyogi. Today is September 16th, 2025. Welcome back to the Krishnamurti podcast. This is episode 52. In today's episode, we shall go through the rest of the fourth talk at Oman, the Netherlands, delivered by J. Krishnamurti prior to a question and answer session. And this was delivered on July 30, 1933. And unlike the last episode, and just like episode 50, we shall read through and listen to what Krishnamurti has to say. And in the subsequent podcasts, we shall break it down and try to understand. So I am going to just read a lot of talk, and please listen with attention. Krishnamurti says, if you are thinking in terms of gain, then you are looking to sensation, and action based on sensation does not give this true discernment. What gives true discernment is action without choice. If action is based on achievement, then that action has no significance. That action is of time and therefore creates conflict. Whereas if there is action not from a reward, not from a punishment, not from fear, then action itself is inherently true and therefore enduring. What destroys action in its true significance is want, is this continual craving which creates loneliness. Where there is want, one is conscious of loneliness, emptiness, a void, and immediately one wants something to fill that. So one goes on accumulating more and more, and the emptiness is still there. The cause of loneliness is want, because wherever there is want, there is no discernment. Want blinds and cripples the mind and heart from true understanding. You can only want, crave, when the mind is burdened with false values. The moment you understand a thing wholly, completely in all its significance, there is no more want. You are part of it, whether the understanding of an experience or a thing or an idea or an emotion. So wanting perverts judgment, true discernment, which is the cause of loneliness. Now, I am going to explain something which I hope will make what I am saying clear. Most people agree mentally. Mentally, you have followed. If you have followed what I have said the last 3 days, you will have followed that where there is want, there is lack of discernment. You will agree intellectually, but emotionally you are still wanting, and hence there is conflict. The mind imposes itself on the emotions that want, and hence the continual battle, the strain of what you call spirituality, the trying to force together the two elements that are warring with each other. So mind is convinced of the futility of comfort or of want. Intellectually it is assured of its falseness. Sensationally it still wants it. It is seeking sedulously and is unconsciously absorbed with it. Then what do? There it is. There are two elements in you. One that says no comfort, no security, no want, that intellectually, mentally sees the fallacy of it, and emotionally all the time holding, as is the case with love. What you call love as a husband, a wife, a lover, which is a possessive thing, but intellectually you despise what you are doing. What do? What does one do? One either gives it up as a hopeless thing or else tries to dominate. Mentally you suppress the other, continually suffocate the search for comfort, the search for security, the search for want. So out of that there is discipline. There is the controller and the controlled, and the desire to accumulate virtues to strengthen its own assurance. And there is this continual domination going on. Now, if you emotionally pursue the want, if you emotionally think security is essential for your well-being, pursue it. Don't try to dominate it. Investigate it. Try to plumb its full depths, and in the discovery, the futility of want. I am afraid it is simple and you will miss it. If you want a thing, approach it wholly, both with your mind and heart. Look at it intellectually and emotionally. If you want comfort with all its implications of power, domination, take it with both your whole heart and mind. Don't separate your mind from want. Now you are intellectually developing, and therefore your mind's response is always intellectual, which is the curse of modern education. Whereas when you approach it wholly, both with your mind and your heart, then you will find the true significance of want. That is, when you are fully aware of this hindrance. Want is a hindrance from my point of view. Probably it is not from yours, but to understand whatever it is you want, approach it wholly as a harmonious being, not a conflicting being. Whether it is jewels, cars, your wife, husband, even God, truth, then you will approach it as a human being, not as a split individual. Hence, you never try to conquer any hindrance. You penetrate it, understand it, gather its significance, and then you are free from that particular hindrance without effort. Effort only exists when there is contradiction in yourself between want and non-want. An observer who is observing the thing which wants. That is why, to me, all discipline which you have imposed on yourself, all meditation, what you call meditation, appears so destructive. Otherwise, you will never understand the joy of eternity, the ecstasy of life in all its spontaneity, with all its natural feelings and expressions. If you hate, approach it not with a mind that says, I must not hate, and at the same time with a feeling of hate. Approach it with all your being, and you will see how quickly it disappears, like the morning mist which is dispelled by the sun. It is because we do not approach everything so inherently with our whole being that we pursue virtues, develop character, will, discipline, and search out reward. Please experiment with it. I am afraid you don't experiment because you have already made up your mind that discipline is necessary. Control is essential. Reward is worthwhile. Otherwise, if there is no achievement, what is life? All these cliches are so instilled, drilled into your mind, that you don't experiment with what I am saying, or you become sentimental. Experiment for a day, and you will understand that you can live harmoniously, completely, with action that is infinite, not in terms of achievement. So this brings us to the end of Krishnamurti's fourth talk at Oman. And what we listen to, we shall go through again and try to understand the key points in the next episode, which will be episode 53. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.